Yes, everyone, hello, welcome back to Forever United TV Sunday evening. Yes, United are playing later on, and we will have that covered for you. Don't forget, we are doing a watch-along here on YouTube on Forever United TV for the game, so please do join us later for that one. But before that, let's get through the important news of the day, and obviously all anybody wants to know about is Benjamin Sesko. How close are we to getting a final decision for Benjamin Sesko for either Manchester United or Newcastle to move forward? Also, on top of that, Romano has dropped, well, not so much a bomb, but a big update on the Garnacho situation and the Chelsea interest. Are we about to see the end of Garnacho finally as well? Ruben opening up on Garnacho. We'll bring you them quotes as well tonight on Forever United TV, and all of your comments in the live chats. All anybody cares about, or anybody asking me a question about, has been, when's Benjamin Sesko signing? How many people just today alone, just doing the usual stuff this afternoon, playing football and just going through the normal day-to-day, people asking like, Sesko, what's happening? When are we going to find out? Where's he going? Is it Newcastle? Is it Manchester United? Both still open. And as of now, there is still no decision or official call from Benjamin Sesko as to where he is going, either Newcastle or Manchester United. There is an update from the Newcastle side of things, though, and the thought from Newcastle is that they are willing to pay more. They are willing to give Benjamin Sesko what he wants. They're willing to make sure that they do everything that is that he's going to get this transfer done. But like we said this morning, the transfer means nothing. And no matter what Newcastle do, how deep they go into discussions with Leipzig, structure of payments, whether or not they can do it on a short-term basis or pay a lot of money up front, all of that you would usually expect to happen in a transfer counts for a diddly squat, because Benjamin Sesko could say no. But Newcastle have to be in that position and ready to go. So, yeah, they are going to do that, and they're going to be ready because they want the player in as quick as possible to help resolve the Alexander Isak situation. That's where he was before. Alex Crook has come out in the last hour and said that there is no update at all. The next 24 hours are crucial. But Craig Hope has probably brought up the most interesting update of all so far from the Newcastle side of things, and that is that Newcastle now want clarity. Craig Hope, the North East correspondent for the Daily Mail, has been all over this from Newcastle's side of things, and the word from Newcastle and what's being said from them is that the longer this goes on with no response from Benjamin Sesko, off Newcastle really putting themselves out there and making it very clear what they want to do, putting the money on the table, in fact, what United haven't done yet, the longer this goes on, the thought at Newcastle coming out from Craig Hope, and what he said was that it feels like Benjamin Sesko is waiting for Manchester United. So the longer it drags on, the thought from Newcastle is he's just waiting for United's first bid. Manchester United, as we know, have been in touch with Benjamin Sesko and the club as long ago as today and yesterday. United in full contact. But again, the word coming out from both sides here is like, right, okay, it's decision time, Benjamin. Let's go. Let's find out what's happening. Apparently, as well, Florian Plettenberg has come out and said that the manager of RB Leipzig has spoken to Benjamin Sesko's representation to find out where the situation is. When you're a manager of Leipzig, and we have to think of Leipzig on this as well, because they are waiting for this decision. They cannot play a player who has been a big part of their club over the last couple of years, one of their star players. They can't play him in pre-season because he's pending this transfer and where he's actually going to go. They know he's leaving. So they need a replacement in. They want this sorting as quickly as Manchester United and Newcastle do to get the player in and integrated. And I think it's in Leipzig's best interest as well to now start pushing onto Benjamin Sesko and say, look, we're leaving you out of pre-season. Clubs are wanting to know. There's bids on the table. What are you going to do? This is where, obviously, they would start to, I'm guessing here as well with this, I'm not saying this is a definite, but I'm guessing here this is where Leipzig now are pushing Benjamin Sesko, because they have given him this chance to decide what he wants to do, giving him time off to make the right call for him and his big move, and obviously they now are waiting for the answer, because they're taking bids and they're rejecting bids. they're getting close to getting deals done, but they cannot make the deal happen until he gives the green light for either one of Manchester United or Newcastle United. That's the actual stance at the moment. Plettenberg has said that this decision is coming very soon. Ben Jacobs said very soon. Is it going to be tonight? Is it going to be while Manchester United are playing their last game in the States? Is this all going to go down at either Carrington or Newcastle's training ground when both teams return from pre-season tour on Monday? Is this the start of what is going to be an absolutely epic week in the transfer market, with so much to be decided and going on with Isak, with Sesko, with Wieser now? On the Wieser thing as well, now Newcastle have apparently held a secret meeting last night and hasn't been spoken about yet regarding Yoane Wieser. Are they actively looking for other strikers right now besides Benjamin Sesko? Are they finding somebody else in preparation? Because of, like we just said there, like Craig Hope said, the word from Newcastle is that they are thinking he is holding out for Manchester United. That, I think, is the concern for Newcastle and has been all along. It's like we have been very, very clear, very, very open. Newcastle making the bids, willing to go more, from Ben Jacobs reporting this morning earlier on. They have put everything out there already. It's like, why has this deal not happened? There has to be a reason. And Newcastle are thinking pretty much like what Manchester United fans are thinking right now. Well, if he's not deciding to go to Newcastle, there's only one other club interested. Leipzig have said that he's definitely leaving this summer. They're leaving him out of squads because he's leaving this summer. There's only one other possible explanation as to why Benjamin Sesko is not a Newcastle player right now. It's because he's waiting for Manchester United to show us the Benjamin, pardon the pun, show us the Benjamins and get that deal done. I think as soon as Manchester United make a move, in fact, it's one way or the other here. For instance, Janaga Fjortov has come in and actually said that Manchester United are obviously playing a risky game here. Let me just bring up the actual quote here from Janaga Fjortov. Bear with me 1 second, just let me find it. This is what... So first of all, I'll just go into what Plettenberg said just to cover that. Benjamin Cesco decision is imminent. Leipzig's Marcel Schaefer met with Cesco's agents yesterday and today. Cesco's choice will be pivotal for Newcastle or Manchester United's next steps. All parties seek clarity soon on that one. Janaga Fjortov's point on this was Manchester United's pursuit of Benjamin Sesko is risky as they await his approval for a final move. Leipzig prefers a multi-club bidding war to boost the transfer fee. Sesko's camp has approved Club A, leaving Club B out. So, if Sesko's camp have approved Club A, Club B is dead. So, one or the other is what's being said. So I don't get how we can say that and then say that it's a risky game, because United are not willing to get into a bidding war, it would seem. So let me just go to that. Sesko's camp has approved Club A, leaving Club B out. What is it? What's the approval? What is the decision? Somebody needs to tell us very, very soon on this one. So let's just see. Manchester United have clearly negotiated this deal already with Leipzig to get to this stage, for Leipzig to be giving Manchester United any sort of opportunity to officially come forward. So something behind the scene must have verbally been agreed between Leipzig and United in terms of them coming in and making this bid as soon as Benjamin Sesko's made his choice. This is probably why the club have pushed on to the Leipzig manager to speak to the agent to find out what Benjamin Sesko wants to do. He has been speaking to Manchester United players, according to Ben Jacobs. Everyone is saying he's going to be the perfect fit for Manchester United. Everything looks like it's going down the United road from the players' side of things. The only thing favouring Newcastle is they are forcing it upon the football club, as in Leipzig, to make something happen here. And it's looking kind of desperate. Newcastle are looking a bit desperate as it is at the moment. It's like 24 hours, give us your decision. United haven't said anything yet in public. They've not come out and requested anything or demanded anything. They have just sat back. Why would United sit back when a club is actively making bids for a player that they want and is apparently pivotal to Manchester United's future? There has to be something behind the scene. The fact that Newcastle are holding meetings with Yoane Wieser's representatives and Brentford over a potential deal for him going to Newcastle tells you a lot as well. All of the noise has come from the black and white side of things from Newcastle. United Nothing. All we're hearing is there is something behind the scenes and an understanding and communication between United and Leipzig and Cesco and United. That's it. That's the way that the lay of the land right now in this whole saga. But the United just seem to be coiling themselves, ready to just go bang, and then spring into action, make the bid, get this deal done, and get this done quickly. This, to me, sounds like Manchester United are actively doing what they did with Mbeumo in making sure that their next bid, or their first bid in this case, is right. Speaking to Leipzig, going through Vivel, making sure that they know exactly what conditions are going to be accepted, knowing exactly what the structure is going to be. If they make an official bid off the back of Benjamin Sesko saying he wants United, then this deal gets done in a week. Because I don't think there's going to be any to-ing and fro-ing. I think the negotiations are going on behind the scene right now, and that's where we're at with it. That's how it looks to me from the outside anyway. And from what everybody is saying here, from Plettenberg to Romano, Big Jacobs, Fjortov, they're all saying exactly the same thing. Alex Crook comes out, no official bid from Manchester United in the last hour. What is going on behind the scenes? There is no way that United are this involved and not making anything happen. There cannot be nothing going on right now. There has to be someone having a conversation about United finalising this deal. Otherwise, it just makes us look rather stupid how we've just said that we're interested. We spent a week talking to Sesko and his agents. Everybody's saying that we're actually in. And we just sit back and let Newcastle bid up to the price that Leipzig want and we lose the player. It doesn't make sense. The only thing that makes sense is that some communication between Leipzig and Benjamin Sesko and Manchester United has been had, and we're just waiting for Leipzig, so we're waiting for Benjamin Sesko to come out and say what he wants to do. But again, I'm not comfortable with this dragging on. Like, Newcastle will say that they're feeling like he's waiting for Manchester United. What's Benjamin Sesko waiting for? Like, United are not going to make this bid. They're going to wait for him to say that he wants United, and then a bid will go in instantly, like it did with Brian Mbeumo. This is what United would have communicated to Sesko's people. Make your mind up. There's the proof of funds. There's the offer. There's your personal terms. If you want to come to Manchester United, let's make this happen. We'll go to Leipzig straight after you say that you want Manchester United. Why is he waiting? Newcastle coming out and making it public hasn't changed anything. He still knows what Newcastle are offering. And Newcastle's was a big publicity stunt, it would seem, just to try and make it clear to Benjamin Sesko that he is a wanted man, and he is going to be given the world at Newcastle United, the highest paid player at the football club. Sesko has not given 100% all clear. I only want United decision yet. One of the reasons United have not bid yet. It's over to complications of the finances of the situation. One of the unknown factors is the agreement with Leipzig, which isn't really. Well, this is what we're saying. I'm just opening this up even more. Which isn't really an agreement about leaving for clubs Sesko considers special. It may come under consideration with other clubs in the race, but these things aren't in writing. Leipzig may say that's fine, but if we have a better offer from another club, then the agreement is invalid. This is just opinion based on what's actually going on right now. A lot of people talking about this so-called agreement that's in place between Leipzig, the agent, and the player, and from what Romano's been talking about. If they have multiple offers, they might just want the highest offer. Part of the strategy that I feel is going on is that Newcastle and Leipzig are trying to price United out of the market, getting the highest amount because Newcastle are probably willing to go higher and structure and the payment terms more. Look, there's a few different opinions that are in play here, and everybody can see what's happening. It is, like Romano said, though, no matter what that opinion says, no matter what Newcastle think, if Sesko says no to Newcastle, then Leipzig haven't got their bidding war. This is why Manchester United are not actively going right into negotiations. As soon as they make an official bid, Leipzig can turn it down and wait for Newcastle's and then say, well, they're giving that, you need to give this. Bang, bang, to and fro. United are waiting. United are waiting for Benjamin Sesko, and that's it. We're not going to bid until that green light comes. But does that put Benjamin Sesko off Manchester United, because they're not bidding. This is all of the talk that's going on behind the scenes at the moment, and the way that this is broken down is that you tend to think more because nothing's been said. Like, why is it taking so long? Is he being put off by United not making a move now? United are willing, according to Sky Germany, to match the bid that's already in, which fits in line with that so-called gentleman's agreement already. It is around 70 million in total for Benjamin Cesco, which is decent money. It really is a lot of money for that type of player. Newcastle are desperate and Leipzig know it. That's the situation we're in right now. And they're going to push every single button that they possibly can to make this deal happen for them, because they need to react to what's happening right now at Newcastle. They are struggling, and struggling big time. Keep your comments coming in, everybody. Give me your thoughts. Get into the live chat as well. Talk to me about the situation and where you see it going. The day really hasn't given us any more clarity than what we really wanted. Like this morning, it looked like we were going to get it. Every single journalist reporting on this has come out and said that this announcement and this decision from Sesko is coming soon. Clarity is needed. Newcastle want it because they want to move on. United need it so they can move forward or move away. If Sesko says, because you've not bid, I'm going to go Newcastle, I think United still walk away from that. United will not go in for a player unless he definitely wants Manchester United. That's the difference. United will not get dragged into any kind of bidding war for Benjamin Sesko. It's like, we're bidding for him or we're out. If you're thinking that you can play us against Newcastle, then United will walk away. And Sesko won't get the club that he wants. That, I think, is the biggest thing to take out of this from today. And it's quite clear right now that Leipzig are actually now communicating from their side, and there could possibly be them trying to get some form of decision out of Sesko to know. If they know that he's going to United, or think that he's going to United, then they have to obviously bin the Newcastle offer. That's it. And that, I feel, is where this is all pending right now, because Leipzig will know that United will not do business if Newcastle are in. United are not going to go to a bidding war with a team that's got more money, because they know they will obviously lose. United are not going to go into a bidding war if Benjamin Sesko is open to both clubs and he's happy to go with Leipzig's look on things of taking the highest bidder. Look, Sesko has to make his mind up where he wants to go, otherwise United are out. I think that's where we're at with it right now. Broken down, I think. Anyway, this is what's happening. If Sesko says he wants us and the bid isn't accepted, then he's snookered himself. It's true. That come from Kaz. He knows he can get Newcastle 100%, but how much will United pay? Well, this is the thing. How much will Manchester United offer for Benjamin Sesko? We're only hearing rumours at the moment. That's the difference from both sides as well. We know that Newcastle have already put in just under 70 million. United, nothing. United could lowball Leipzig here off the back of Sesko wanting to go to Manchester United. United have to give RB Leipzig something to make them feel like it's worthwhile. Otherwise, they could just accept Newcastle and say to United, he's not going to you. He's not going. He's still got a big contract. He'll stay with us or he'll go to Newcastle. So United have given some rope to Leipzig here to keep them interested. There has to be something. And Vivel, I think, is in charge of that. And that's the big card that United have actually got. Am I doing Dream Team this year, please, Adam? I'm not sure yet, honestly. I always find it really difficult because I'm so busy to try and keep up with things. I'll have a think about it. I will have a think about it. And I will come back to you as soon as well, before the season starts. In fact, I'll make a decision on the fantasy football thing from next week. Spirit says, whatever happens, Sesko will happen. It will not be personal. It's purely business. So if Sesko wants walks, then no freak out within the fan base. It's his loss. We move on. We do move on. He's off to Newcastle end of, says Ginge. I really don't think that is the case, mate. It's not as black and white as that. And that is the furthest from what I think is actually going on right now after what I've read. United are obviously holding out because they know something. That's the only explanation I can take from this right now. Why is he not at Newcastle? I keep asking that question. Everything is there for him. Why? Go. Go to Newcastle. He's not. There you go. Okay, let's get into some more. He's going to Newcastle. We can't afford what they have. Yes, we can. We can, Dan. It's already been made clear that Manchester United can afford to buy Benjamin Cesco. And the reports coming out is that Manchester United are already willing to match Newcastle's bid. So we can afford to buy Benjamin Cesco. Don't let that kid you. Evening, Adam, mate. Are we going to get Cesco? I still think we're going to get him. I do think we're going to get him. While there's no official answer, you will get multiple stories coming out and spreading all over the place, which will convince you one way and then the other. There'll be a story come out from one journalist and then another journalist, and he'll be like, oh, he's signing. Then he's not. He looks like he's going there. Look, all you need to know is Newcastle are going above and beyond to try and get a response. Maybe them trying to force a response out of Benjamin Sesko turns him to Manchester United anyway, but United would, I keep on saying this right now, and go back to Mbeumo, go back to Cunha. If United know that there is any thought of him going to Newcastle, they're out. They've given him the chance to think what he wants to do. That, I think, is the big point in everything that's happened here in this saga. I really do think that it is, because United know he wants something behind the scenes, and we're going to find out about this when everything comes about. Look, Newcastle could still get him. They could have gone above and beyond over these last couple of days, like the reports have said, and convinced him to move away from Manchester United. And that could be the delay. He's stuck. And then he's like, well, what do you want to do, United? I just feel like United would have walked away. I just don't think they're doing business. Adam, he's not at Newcastle because Leipzig have rejected their bid. No, mate. It's not a case of that. They would have been negotiating and they would have been dealing with just Newcastle, and nobody would have been talking about United. It's not as black and white as that, Graham, obviously. Why is he not at Newcastle? The deal is there. He could have come out and said he wants Newcastle, but he's not. This is the thing, and it's starting to get to that point where you're going to need Cesco to say something just so we can get some clarity, I feel. And that's, I think, what's coming next. It could come tonight. It could come tomorrow. I think there will be another Romano update tonight on this one. Something's got to give. Ian Adam, how much do you actually rate Cesco quality-wise? I rate him highly. I think he's a great striker. I think he can get even better. Is he the finished article? By no means is he a finished article, no. But you're buying a very good striker here. I've always said all along, I would have preferred Ollie Watkins to Benjamin Cesco for where United are at right now. No drama with us signing Watkins over Cesco at all. But United made a decision. They could have gone in and already be making bids and talking to Aston Villa right now with no opposition. They've made a decision to go all in on Benjamin Cesco. So we're here now. We're at where we are. And United, I don't think, would have got to this point if they didn't know something and they didn't feel like the player was coming to Manchester United. I just think they would have gone elsewhere already. Leon in the chat says, one of the top 10 in the world and one of the best in the future in terms of Cesco. Cesco follows United on Instagram and not Newcastle. People bringing that up again. He wants Liverpool and hope he is next target. No idea what that is. I don't know what you're talking about there in terms of player. I hope we get Cesco, but I hope we are keeping contact with Watkins people just in case. We could be. We'll be very, very aware, I'm sure, Manchester United, of anything else that's going on around the transfer window with other players. Adam, did you see Ruben Amarim's latest interview on tour? Wonderful. I'm going to bring up some quotes from that interview now. In fact, let's move across to the next subject, which is Alejandro Garnacho and what Fabrizio Romano said about Garnacho. That is that Chelsea are now 100% convinced with Garnacho. They are going all in for Garnacho. Hato has signed for Chelsea. That's official. They're still after Xavi Simons. But Chelsea have come out and Romano said that Chelsea know that personal terms are not a problem. They are now in contact with intermediaries, contacts and representatives of Alejandro Garnacho. So Chelsea are now starting to move on Garnacho. That's now official from Romano's side of things anyway. Obviously, Manchester United will want the right price still. And this deal moves nowhere. Romano made that very, very clear. Garnacho moves nowhere unless United get the price. It is dependent on the bid. Simple as. Personal terms can be agreed with Garnacho, but like Romano said, if Chelsea don't meet Manchester United's valuation or get close to it, then the deal isn't going to go anywhere. So let's see if they do make a bid. If they lowball United, then this is going to drag out to the last days of the window. I hope they come in with something sensible, and the rumours of this so-called £30 million bid are just complete and utter nonsense. If they are fully convinced of Garnacho, then they're going to be bidding a lot more than 30 bleeding million. United are fully prepared to tell Chelsea where to go when it comes to Garnacho if the wrong bid comes in. So let's see what the first offer is from Chelsea, and I think that will tell us a lot in terms of how they really rate him and if we feel like this deal is going to move anywhere. It's going to be an interesting, like I said, an interesting week. In terms of Manchester United and that return with Garnacho, this is what Ruben Amarim said on Garnacho when speaking to MUTV. Garnacho is a really talented boy, but sometimes things don't work out. So you cannot explain significantly what it is. It's clear he wants a different thing with different leadership. Very, very clear indeed, Ruben. That, I think, is exactly where all Manchester United fans are thinking right now. Like, he doesn't care what he's doing. He doesn't care where he is. He doesn't care if he is putting people off at Manchester United. Like, honestly, it just looks like Garnacho doesn't care at all about this football club right now. And all of his actions tell you that as well. Like in Romano linking Garnacho with Chelsea. It's like he's trying to manufacture the move himself as well. No respect at all for his parent club, but then he will feel like he's had no respect for Manchester United. So in this situation, it's just a world that needs to be sorted, and Garnacho needs to go one way and United need to be without that player if Ruben's going to be the coach. Ruben Amarim, by the way, hopes to be Manchester United's manager for the next 20 years. So, yeah, there's no chance that Garnacho's going to ever have a place at Manchester United ever again if that happens. Obviously, Ruben's going to have to be extremely successful if he's going to be at the football club for 20 years. A tongue-in-cheek, of course, but he believes in what he's doing and he believes that there is something at Manchester United and this is the club for him and it is going to work. So, again, on the Garnacho thing, talks starting and personal terms being discussed and are not going to be a problem with Garnacho. Of course they're not. Like we've always said, he's on 50 grand a week and Chelsea will have more than enough room to actually make that deal happen for Garnacho. Loads of room financially. I mean, you could double his wages and he still fits in with Chelsea's wage bracket. Completely different to what Jadon Sancho was going against. If Sancho wasn't willing to take 180 grand a week wages at Chelsea, then he was never going to make it, was he? But Garnacho, obviously, is willing to go less. Garnacho will probably be in and around the 100 grand a week mark, something like that, I'm guessing. And this one hopefully moves forward and moves quite quickly, because the sooner he leaves, United really do then have even more tools to play with when it comes to the finances and bringing in other players. I think that will just fast forward anything that Manchester United have got going on. Let's not forget, apparently there is bids in for Fermin Lopez as well. Romano has said that Manchester United are going to look for a midfielder. People have said United want 2 or 3 more players from this point, including including Benjamin Sesko as well. Ganacho is just a kid that's learned from the likes of Rashi. I understand it, but it's good we're getting rid of that. Rasmus is a star in being just in the wrong place and the right time on the pitch. Wrong time, right pitch. Ghana will have plenty of distractions in London. I know what you're saying there, Babs. I know what you're saying. I believe Rasmus will come good at our club, United, says Sadiq. Yeah, we will see. We might not see. The 30 million story this morning is concerning for Rasmus Højlund, I'll say that. Abish with the super chat. Arsenal fans are already cooked. They have been calling Cesco as Benjamin Cesco, rattled and jealous. Banter FC fans. Hopefully we're cooking a few sets of fans and a few other football clubs, because I still believe that Manchester United have done well this window. I believe that we have made the right signings and we are we are moving in the right direction. Ruben Amarim went opening up on everything, talking about Manchester United. It's absolutely brilliant listening to him. There's some great quotes from Ruben Amarim. This is another one. The rules are not to treat the players as babies. They have sons. I treat them as a man. But they have rules now, and that can change the way you train. If you don't train in the right way, I have footage to show you, and I will show you in front of everybody. So I'm always on top. Yes, Ruben, I like it. That's the sort of thing that these players at Manchester United need desperately. The actual wake-up call that this playing staff has needed for so long is finally here. It is. And that is absolutely brilliant. I'm going to bring you some interesting quotes from Ruben talking about his relationship with Sir Jim Ratcliffe as well in a moment. But just to bring you all of the up-to-date news again, we're waiting for this big announcement from Benjamin Sesko, but something has just come across my screen now, which is regarding, again, Gianluigi Donnarumma. He is interested in joining Manchester United due to the stature of the club now. This has been reported by Dean Jones Soccer, reporter for Gimme Sport, and does do a lot of Manchester United transfer stuff. Whether that is true, you take it with whatever you want. But again, Donnarumma reports just won't leave us right now. I'm at a point where I'm like, is there no smoke without fire? Are we just absolutely being abused and Manchester United's name again? And that Man United name being thrown in here with this quote and this report, or so-called report. Donnarumma is interested in joining Manchester United due to the stature of the club. United doing overtime with the old stature of the club thing this summer, doesn't it? Like, if you signed Donnarumma, then that would open up the floodgates for other players coming in. Like Matthias Cunha and Brian Mbeumo is one thing. That's like, wow. Like, why are they signing for United? What's going on at United? And this is how everyone else is looking in. Then if you got a Cesco on top of that, it's like, okay, this kid's now turned down being played the highest at the football club, Champions League run club, competitive club offer from Newcastle United to go to United with no European football. And then you got Donnarumma. Look, it's fairy tale stuff, to be honest. It really is. And I think every single Manchester United fan right now has got his head firmly screwed on and he's not listening to anything of this news at all. Give me a Romano or an Ornstein update on Donnarumma and I will be all over it. I like the sound of it. I'm not going to lie. I would love Donnarumma at Manchester United at age 26. And if he thinks this is a big club and he's okay for the move, I honestly would pay Donnarumma 325 grand a week wages. I would. He deserves it. That's why, because he is one of the world's best. And when you're talking about best in class, right there's a man that has played at the highest level and won at the highest level. That man right there would be a game changer for Manchester United and some. But yes, I cannot believe it. I refuse to get excited by it. I just want clarity on the situation that Donnarumma is really just, let's just say, flirting with the idea of other big clubs and stature of clubs like this report says, just to maybe get a few more quid out of PSG and his renewal. I still cannot believe that he would want to leave what's happening at PSG. Like, why would you leave one of the best clubs? Oh, no, actually, their best club. Forget about Chelsea winning the Club World Cup. Yeah, on paper, you could argue. But PSG are the best team in the world right now. Why would you leave? I mean, the only thing I'm uncertain about regarding this deal and where it might actually favour Manchester United is if there is no other offer or anything significant from PSG. If we find out that PSG are not giving him anything or giving him any more, then I might get a little bit interested in this. But then again, I think Chelsea would probably snap him up because they've got the room, they've got the money. Unless Donnarumma is, like they said in this report, taken aback by the stature of Manchester United and wants to join the rebuild at Manchester United. Why does everybody all of a sudden want to start the rebuild at Manchester United, be part of this big project? Ruben is doing well, but my God, that would be a bit of an ask, wouldn't it? We'll get to Donna. Want salad and sauce with that as well. Over 500 likes in the house as well. Again, everybody, thank you so much. You absolute legends. And again, the subscribers are flying up right now. Keep hitting that subscribe button, everybody. Please do. My only concern is, why would Donnarumma leave PSG, considering the fact he has just won the Champions League? Or are we getting mugged? I hope not. I think it's a mugging. I do think it is a mugging right now. Moving back to the quotes from Ruben Amarim. We talked about the Garnacho one. We talked about the new training regime. I love that one. Basically, Ruben saying that if you don't train hard enough, I have video proof, and I will show you that video proof in front of the other squad players. So I'm always on top, in control. New rules. There is a leadership group which has Bruno Fernandes, Licha Martinez, Harry Maguire, Mazraoui, Dalot in it. There is one more, I think, actually. I'm sure there's one more. Someone would tell me who the other player is, senior player in that leadership group. Bruno, Dalot, Licha, Maguire, Mazraoui. I'm sure there was 6. Casemiro's going to be leaving. No, but Maguire's going to be... I think, is it Casemiro? I think it's Casemiro. Someone will tell me in a moment anyway. Amarim starts off talking about Sir Jim Ratcliffe and joking about his dynamic relationship with Jim Ratcliffe. We speak on the phone. He sends me messages and I send him gifts. What? You call them gifts? I'm joking. So we have this kind of relationship. Amarim continues, it's really easy to deal with Jim. Easy in the sense that if you know your stuff, if you know how to explain any decision, you'll be okay. Again, that I think is really important. Like the understanding between ownership and high ownership level and the coach. We've never had this before, ever, with anyone at Manchester United, I don't think. I think this is the first. If you try to use some bullshit in big words with him, he's going to knock you. So for me, it's really easy. I will say whatever I need to say with a lot of respect, like with everybody. I know that he's the owner of the club. I know my place, but when I need to say something, I will say it naturally with no bullshit. I can say that with no bullshit. Does anybody just like Ruben is just such a likable guy when the way he talks. It's brilliant. I'm not around the subject. I'm really direct. I think it's something that he likes a lot. Amarim then starts talking about his current mood with Manchester United. That again that just shows you where Ruben Amarim is actually at. And I think that his understanding and his level, the backing that he's had from Ineos, the backing that he's had from the football club when he was questioning himself and the talks about him leaving, like the difference between going to the game and coming home from the game. It didn't matter about the way he came home from the game. The problem he had was going to games and knowing that you weren't going to be competitive enough in that game. That's what Ruben has come out with and said, that he feels like going into games last season, he was already on the losing side. And that's what he's alluding to there. He didn't say that directly, but that for me is what he's trying to get across there. Going into games knowing that you're not going to be competitive enough. We are bringing people into this squad right now that we know we can work with and have the right characteristics. And we was very clear about who we wanted to work with in this squad from the current staff. And again, that has been made very clear by the 8 players that Manchester United no longer have at the football club. There was not a renewal for Evans, Eriksson or Lindelof, and then the fabulous 5, the bomb squad, they got told instantly what was going to happen. So 8 first team contributors from last season out of the squad. This is what Ruben was trying to get across, I think, in this interview. He wanted to make it clear that he understands the pain that the fans are going through, I think, and what they went through last season. And this is why he's not changing his style. He believes in what he's doing. He wanted to give his style a chance with the players that he knows he can actually work with. Farnston with a super chat says, I'd love to see that footage of Ghana and Russia. London's gifted a membership as well. Thank you very much, London, on that one. We have a super sticker in from Emmanuel as well. Let's get some more comments in on everything going on. I will keep you up to date with anything that drops on the Benjamin Sesko situation. The link in the live chat right now, of course, is for the shirts. I have been wearing a load of retro shirts recently and a load of Manchester United kits, really cheap, around about 15 quid a shirt. Check on that link in the actual live chat there, everybody. If you want to grab yourself an absolute bargain of top quality, go to it. Cal in the chat says, I love the way he speaks, but he's going to have to get this team speaking on the pitch, or the talking off it won't matter after his record from last season. Yep, everybody said the same thing. There's been plenty of talking. Now we need to see plenty of walking when it comes to Ruben Amarim's Manchester United side. We are in a position that he can't really argue with. But the beauty about Ruben Amarim is he knows that he's got no argument with the way that he plays. And them talking there and being open, like, wherever are you going to see a situation where you've got an ownership model backing a manager at a top club with so many defeats? He said this, like, it's unheard of. He feels the backing from this club, and he feels like he is going to be able to do what he needs to do. Like, and he's also going to be bringing in players that aren't really fully bang on what Ruben wants, but he understands that they are trying their best to bring him the types of character of player that he needs to work as well. But they are building for the future of Manchester United. It isn't just Ruben Amarim. And he knows he has to fall in line and develop something here with this team, or his job is going to be gone. He's not stupid, is how he comes across. He knows that his job is on the threat. Keep it to short-term contracts. This is what he wants to see. He likes to get things moving very quickly. And again, by the end of this year, he's well over halfway through his contract at Manchester United. And we will know what Ineos are going to do with him. Because if it is the same as it was last year, then I just don't see Ruben Amarim surviving. Can't believe Anana isn't part of the leadership group. Sarcasm in brackets, says Andreas. I believe that we'll do better, but we still need a new goalkeeper and a striker. Well, let's just double check to see if there is anything extra on that striker side of things, because everyone is waiting for this update regarding Benjamin Sesko. All I'm seeing at the moment, though, is them Donnarumma quotes and people going in on Donnarumma. It's going to be interesting. Let's just check. I'm just checking now. Donnarumma to Manchester United. Donnarumma to Manchester United. Quite a few people on top of this now talking about this. As we have been live, there have been no significant updates regarding Benjamin Sesko. It is as it was, which is that Manchester United are waiting on Benjamin Sesko. The next 24 to 48 hours are going to be crucial. United are in a position where they want the player to go to Leipzig and say he wants United to be one of them special clubs so they can bid and negotiate on their terms. Leipzig are looking to bring in a bidding war for Manchester United. But while Benjamin Sesko has not made it clear, I think this bidding war is not going to happen. So now Benjamin Sesko is being told by Leipzig, and the manager of Leipzig is now talking to Benjamin Sesko and his representatives to try and find out where he's at. They need to move forward on this deal. They are leaving Benjamin Sesko out of pre-season at the moment just so they can actually get an answer from him or a response from him on where he actually wants to go or is going to end up playing his football next season. That, I think, is now where we are at. And again, everything else that's happened on top. Chelsea moving forward with Alejandro Garnacho talks. They are now talking on personal terms before coming to Manchester United and offering. We will wait and see what Chelsea are going to offer Manchester United for Garnacho. It isn't thought like it's going to be. It's not thought to be a very high bid. Let's put it that way. I just don't see that happening at the moment. By the way, on all the games that United are playing and going forward this season, we have some fantastic offers on our Match Partners Match Bingo. As you can see, bottom left-hand corner of your screen is the QR code for Match Bingo. If you scan that QR code, that will take you straight through to the app download page where you download the app first of all, and then when you are in and you've got your account. Download and transfer £5 into that account. That will be doubled as a new customer instantly by using that link and that QR code right there from Match Bingo. Out the kindness of their hearts, because they want you to play, and it is a load of fun to play. It's only £2 a game. Also, if you go to the promo code section in that download section, when registering, and put in FUTV in capitals, then you will be boosted by 200%. 200%. Yes, you got it right here. 200. By the way, that's the number that you could get in pounds if you actually won a Match Bingo game. It is the easiest game in the world to play. Once you've downloaded it, pick the game you want and the card's made for you. All you have to do is play bingo with match events. Match up 5 in a row from corners to goals, win 25 quid. More VAR substitutions in certain minutes, another 25 quid. If you get all 15, that's where the 200 and 300 quid comes in. For £2, you could win yourself 300 if you get all 15 match events. You don't need to pick anything. It's dead easy. They do it for you. All you have to do is play bingo. Everybody loves bingo. I mean, come on. Do you not love bingo? Why don't you do it while watching a football match? Match Bingo, best game to play out there, I think. Totally different to anything else. Absolutely brilliant app. And there's plenty of us in the chat here right now here on Forever United TV that have actually won. I've won, Kaz has won. I've won quite a lot, actually, just playing the game. Just generally. So, yeah, you are missing out if you haven't already done it. So, get involved, everyone. Get on to Match Bingo. I'll drop the link so it's easy to hook up as well into the live chat there from Tom, one of our mods. So, again, cheers to the mods for making that clear in there. Right. What's happening tonight then? Let's go through the schedule. At 9:30, we are live again. It's match time. Join us for the game tonight. So we're doing another watch along. Manchester United versus Everton. The last game of the US tour tonight. It is Brian Mbeumo debut, everybody. Brian Mbeumo and Matthias Cunha both starting in the same team. We've been it pretty much guaranteed by Manchester United already that is going to happen tonight. So exciting to see some more fresh blood on the pitch for United. Really intrigued to see how United play tonight. Cannot wait. Anyway, that is at 9:30 when we kick it all off. Make sure that you are here, everybody. We did a poll earlier on, and you promised me that you were going to come and watch with me. So get in there. I'm expecting big numbers. See if we can break the record from the last watch along, everyone. Be involved. By the way, big shout out to everyone before from the earlier show. We passed 94,000 subscribers this morning. As you can see, we're already on the march to the next 1,000. We're absolutely killing it. Our numbers are right up there with everything and everybody else that's on YouTube right now because of you, the audience, the community here on Forever United TV is second to bleeding none. I'm telling you now. No one competes with Forever United TV for audiences and community. I'm telling you, you are absolutely brilliant. I love all of your input. I love all of your comments. Get in and talk to me. Where do you think Cesco's going? It's a simple question. Into the comment section after the live is finished, everyone. I'm going to wrap things up there. Please hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. We're on that march to 100k. And obviously make sure you give the video a like on the way out. Get your comments in. And more importantly, even on top of that, make sure I see you later for Match Bingo and the watch along, everyone. This is going to be an epic, honestly. I've never looked forward to a friendly as much as this after what I've watched so far and the fact that we've got another debutant on the pitch. All that with probably an update on Benjamin Sesko later as well. So I'll see you all then. Have a great evening up until that point. I'm going to go and get some food, chillax, and yeah, then it's bring on United.